I'm coming at you with a massive attack. I'll leave you flat on your back, smack you with my mighty tackle. Bones will pop, snap and crackle. This is a blitzkrieg, son. Sit down, I already won. Punishment has begun. Just let me reload my gun of ones. It's time to get off my pitch. Here I can help you with this. My shadow friend got a shiv, and he likes when you resist. Time to be quiet, don't snitch. I love the thrill of the risk. All day I spin like a disc. You know it deep in your soul. It's in your blood to roll. Bet every dollar you own. It's in your blood to roll. Man, this boy's out of control. It's in your blood to roll. You got some dice to roll. It's in your blood to roll. You know it deep in your soul. It's in your blood to roll. Bet every dollar you own. It's in your blood to roll. Man, this boy's out of control. It's in your blood to roll. You got some dice to roll. It's in your blood 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 to roll.
Hello, everybody. And welcome. Ah, there, finally. They pinged me like 2 minutes ago, so I started the intro and the game just wasn't coming up. We're gonna cast a Div 3 game. It's gonna be Raker against Ultimo. It's basically my way of doing a bit of a lazy recap week. Where I can just watch a game in real time rather than analyze it properly. So we got High Elves against Bretonnians. What have we got for inducements? I imagine Raker's got something. He's got a babe. Anything else? Nope, that looks like it's it. This should be very interesting. Curious to see how much use Ultimo gets out of Fortuna. It's an amazing stat line, but it doesn't really have much else. There's also the armor up thick skull killer Alphonse. We've got our movement 6 shadowing. I'd be surprised if this gets an activation. Maybe if a lineman dodges away from it, but it'd be pretty unlucky for Ultimo if that triggers on one of his positionals. Okay, can we see... No, we can't see who chose what. But the Bretts are going to be on offense first. I'm hoping for a bit more of a fouling game from Raker. I analysed his game last week against Incesticide and there was... I don't think there was a single foul. Which I was surprised at. Because there was certainly some opportunities, even for some... You know, 1 assist, 2 assist fouls, which I feel you have to take as Bretonnians. Because it's pretty much your main form of removal. As good as this killer is, it is a wrestle killer. So we've got a Protect 5 that is actually pretty close. Ultimo has the speed that he could have set up further back. He doesn't have kick. Setting up tackle to hit the Rackle piece. Here we go. High kick. Let's be placing the Agi Blitzer underneath that. He still doesn't catch it, even with an inbuilt. That reminds me. Quickly. Yes. Instantly KO'd whilst they're doing that. Let's okay, there we go. Let's turn armor breaks on. There we go. 2 blocks, not getting a knockdown, not finding the POW, and is now primed to be hit back by that wrestle piece. Are we going to see a foul here? We don't. There isn't a bribe for the Bretts, and it is just a rookie lineman. So I don't think so. We've still got a blitz to use. It's coming in on the Agi 5 piece here. Does find the knockdown. And we'll be able to chain push. Oh, and KO. That's 2 KOs in the first turn. Imagine Raker will be decently happy with that. They're not Kaz's. But he's now got a 2-man advantage after 1 turn. Which is pretty good. We going for this foul? We are. Injury, but does get sent off. That's probably a good enough trade. Is a bit of a shame that it got called out on the first one. If that wasn't a removal, that probably wasn't a good trade. Or rather, even if that was a KO, I don't think that would be a good trade, just because that's the only dirty player on this team. And it's just a rookie lineman. But a 1-for-1 permanent trade is probably slightly better for the Bretts, considering the removals they already have. Here comes Statman. Yeah, the ball is just entirely open. Can this thrower get there? Yeah. Would be power fishing, and the only dump-off target is a peasant. Can this guy just get there? He'd be dodging past tackle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 plus 2 plus, it's the same either way. If it happens to scatter into a spot that this thrower can actually get it, then that's probably a better way of doing it. I don't seem to be blitzing with this, though. I'm surprised that wasn't the piece to blitz with. Oh, it is. It's just not showing up because of... Yep. And that's what happens. That is precisely what happens when you try and dump off over elves. He did need a 6, but it's a catcher, so it has an inbuilt reroll. So it's not even that unlikely. I don't particularly see how Raker recovers from this for this drive. It's on strength 4 blodge. Can any tackle get there? Not anymore. Definitely not anymore. I don't know if that was a planned dump off bait or if Raker just didn't count the squares because of how fast these catches are. But that would have been, even without the intercept, this is most likely ending up on the floor. Because it would have been, let's see, Agi 4 with accurate, so effectively Agi 5. So 3+ into 4+. Avoiding the interception is effectively a 2+. So 3, 2, 4 for the ball not to end. You can't use a reroll because it's your opponent's turn. Some poor play. Okay, we've found... Have we found a 2 die? No, we found a 1 die. But with Dauntless, which re-rolls, that's not a knockdown. The re-roll's gone. So the ball remains in the elf hands. It is on tackle. But it's not too hard to create just a 2+ out. Probably needs to tie up this catcher and this catcher as best he can with some tackle, particularly on this one. Because if not, then we've got just a 2 dice. Yep, we're tying up the guard. That doesn't really do anything. And neither does that. In fact, did that just create a chain push? Yeah, it's created a 1 dice chain push. But the best option is probably just to mark this peasant and then blitz it out of the way and then just 2+ out. It's got a pretty bad failure state, but it's effectively 35 and 36 into a 2 dice block needing pushes into a 35 and 36. Not particularly hard. How many players down is he at the moment? Rookie MNG and 2 KOs. This guy got left back here as a sweeper. Yep, looks like Raker... sorry, not Raker. Ultimo has spotted it. Actually, you don't even need pushes on this because you got wrestle. Makes it even easier. Ah, we're going that way. We're going for the pushes. Okay. Fair enough. That dodge had a reroll, even if you take away the wrestle option. Don't mind that. Now we're just a 2+ dodge to score. Probably considering whether he wants to attempt anything else before doing this, or whether Ultimo can stall somewhere. He might be able to stall up around this area. does require that he makes these 2 dodges. I think if either of those fails, he can be hit. Particularly if this one fails. So it might be a case of moving our Roger up to here. That also works. This is going to potentially get punched. Oh, we've rolled a 1. Does re-roll it. Put him down to 2. Makes it. So we can shore up this screen. Shadowing, of course, doesn't work. I'll be surprised if that does work. And we've rolled another one. Didn't break armor though. Probably better that he's on the floor than taking multiple hits. Is this screened off? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is not. Can an assist get there? Yeah, this is certainly possible to 2-die. Bring in the frenzy pieces as an assist, and then blitz with the movement up tackle. That's a hit from our killer. Instant pile on. But only finds a stun. This does rely on Dauntless to get a 2-die, but it is hitting with strip ball and tackle. And we've just cut off our way there. I have the feeling he's not going for this. Unless he's rolling a bunch of GFIs rather than taking the dodges. Can you still do it? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can. It's 4 GFIs though. Yeah, looks like we're going for it that way. I suppose with reroll in hand, I don't know why we're doing it in this order. Why would you not reroll that? You've got 3 rerolls. This is your... Why would you not reroll that? Also, why did we do it that way? When this guy is just better at taking him down. Hey, Awesome Aim. How's it going? I'm doing pretty good. We're currently watching a Big O Div 3 game. This is the Bretonians drive. They've made some interesting choices. And a pretty big mistake in leaving themselves blitzable, leaving the ball blitzable by this piece. Yep, just 2+ing and scoring. So yeah, no wizard at play. I'm not sure on turn 1 if there were any pieces left to move, but there was a foul at the end of turn 1. And the ref caught it, leaving the ball exposed. I didn't disagree with the foul, but I didn't actually notice when he was doing the foul that the ball was entirely open. Until afterwards. Conservative with rerolls is not something anyone would ever say about Raker. Last week, I watched him re-roll a 6+ pickup with his final re-roll on turn 5. I think it was. So we got 1 KO back. Who was it? Lachesis. Oh, it was the AG5. Ultimo will be happy about that. He does have a bit of an issue where he's just got too many pieces to protect. If it were me, I would probably take the thrower off the line and put the rookie catcher there. He doesn't have any protection skills, but he's just far less valuable to the team than this piece. Because that's just a free hit on your thrower with the killer. That is a Pom Blitzer. It unfortunately got niggled 2 weeks ago. So it was healthy up until recently. We'll see if it survives this. Quick snap. Well, he gets another attempt at catching the ball. He failed last time with a high kick. Okay, our killer must be going after something else. Which makes sense, because there's every target available if he'd kept his guard free. But he did not. Maybe it'll be blocked free. Because with this opportunity, I feel like you stick the guard in here and you hit this thing. Or the niggled Pommer might be the target. But you need a guard to get an assist here. And it's been stuck on the line. Finds a knockdown and an armor break. But just a stun. And does find the knockdown on the thrower. And an armor break, another stun. Raker's still got a bench. I'd be very tempted to foul that next turn, that thrower. We're going after the AG5 lineman. It is a good target, but when offered Fortuna the second and Lady Luck the second, I don't know why we're not hitting one of these. Raker likes to do interesting builds. I do wish he would optimize them a little more, even if they're interesting. Like, for example, he wanted to build a dump-off guy and then picked up accurate instead of pass. Thick Skull is an interesting choice, but to be fair, it totally puts everybody off fouling him because he's AV9 Thick Skull. Fortuna the second, taking a hit. Oh, oh, he dead. That's a stat bust. That appoed into a stat bust.
They ask you how you are. You just
Oh, it's
say
put
that
my
you're
camera
fine,
on.
when you're
That's not what I
really
meant to
fine.
do.
You just can't get into it because they would never
The
understand.
memes, they were too strong. I have to fix that button. Whoops. Yeah, just let it die. Is that AV? I don't know which of the D8 options is what. It's a movement down. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I don't like this piece. Just because it's so expensive for no dodge, no block, no sure hands, no leap. And he's got so many other good pieces. Well. If it was a meme, it was a meme. What did he take there? Okay. It was a stumbles against a tackle piece, so dodge wouldn't have worked. I guess he was just after putting pieces on the ball. But it's pretty easy to just punch this away. We failed the dodge. Does he re-roll it? Doesn't. This is not a great position for the high elves. They've still got plenty of positionals to pull off their own drive, but half of them on the floor. Don't know if they're going to be able to do too much with this one. Oh, Tree. Hey, Tree. Did you want to come join me and cast this? Casting this is basically me not analyzing a game for the week for the recap. Just going to cast this one. Ooh, Dubskull. Does find a POW. Does he have anything free for fouling? Not really. All the peasants have kind of done their thing. What are we sending at this? Probably this guy? Just because he's got Mighty Blow. Doesn't have dodge, so you don't need the tackle. Yep. We're blitzing the niggled pom piece. Only finds a boat down, though. The drawback of having wrestle killers. No worries, Tree. You don't have to. In fact, I've got food arriving soon, so I'm going to be eating anyway. It's going to be a very casual cast. Speaking of, is it here already? It might be. It is here. Alright guys, I'm going to leave it on auto camera for a minute. I've got myself some Thai food. Shadowing failed, surprising nobody. They're dumping off, probably to this. But again, it's in 2 tackle zones, so it'll be 3+ into 3+. It's actually worked. Everything is white. Yep. Welcome to watching Raker. It can be complete madness. Where was this guy before that? Was he somewhere over here? I think he was here. Perhaps might have been with like an extra GFI ready. I suppose if you're knocking it down, you're following it anyway. Yeah, I don't know why he did that. I was thinking about, you know, if it spills somewhere nearby, he might GFI to get it, but then why not just do that from there? Why would it all work spectacularly? Yeah. Alright. I'm going to start eating and mute my mic. But I'll unmute if something amazing happens. And a score for the Bretts. Making it 1-1. I must say, after the first couple turns, when the Elves stole the ball with very little effort, stalled for a turn and then scored, I was not expecting it to flip back so quickly. It does get the KO back. And the High Elves are definitely not out of this. But that was not a great drive for them. Even without the death of Fortuna, I don't think they played that particularly well. What turn did they score? Well, the Bretts just scored on turn 6. The Elves scored... turn 3. So I was just counting that, how long. They hit it on turn 1, stalled turn 2, and then went in on 3. I actually don't think he wants to pom, just because of the fact Raker still has a bench and has already shown that he will foul pretty much anything by starting off by... He fouled a rookie high elf lineman on turn 1. So I don't think it's likely we'll ever see this pom unless it can be entirely protected. It's a great question also, man. I don't know. Shadowing actually did something, and he's used his dodge reroll. Maybe that was the plan, for Shadowing to do something to get him off the pommer. It's done something again. I did call this though. I was like, this is never going to work against a positional. It might work against some linemen, and my god, it's working. He just keeps going. Oh, there we go. Oh, and then and then he falls over. Last reroll, yeah, you just leave that. Unfortunately, he's left one of his catches to be hit with tackle. I think he can safely blitz the pommer here. The high elves didn't get the ball, so they're not going to be passing that far, probably. Or if they are, it's going to be some ridiculous dice. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see him, I was going to say mark up the receivers, which he's not doing. Even just a single markup on these would probably be a good idea. Finds the knockdown. And the AV6 catcher, it doesn't break. Spent all of his dice on 3 movement 6 shadowing successes in a row. It is very aggressive. And that's kind of Raker's game. Is he's overly aggressive to the point of, if it goes well for him, he gets so ahead in the situation that it's hard to come back from. But if it doesn't, then he's shafted for the drive. I think this is overcommitting a bit, especially since this guy can still just get out if he needs to. I feel like you could have done this with just 3 pieces, and the other 2 could have just put even a cursory mark onto these. He does have a long way to pass, though. Pass to the palm up, probably. I imagine we're going to see our strength 4 catcher, getting rid of one of these, and then picking up the ball. It's going to be a hard pass to the Pommer. Pommer would then be in range if you move this out the way. So probably hitting this lineman from this square. Get him out the way. Pass to the Pommer. He goes up. Hands off. It looks like we might be hitting with the Pommer. How about chain pushing? Or not? Just getting a good old boat down. That would have made the catch easier. It might have, if it worked, made the throw harder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's really hard to tell how far you can throw because it's not just linear. Yeah, it's either adding a GFI to this part. Yeah, it's kind of probably makes the throw and catch a little easier because the dice is one easier, but then you add a GFI here. What? Why do we move that piece? We're throwing to that. No, we're falling over. We've got a reroll though. We've made the pass. He is going to get surfed though. This catcher is not in range. This one is. So you chuck some people in front of that. I don't know why you came over there. That was one of the better spots for protecting this. You don't surf, you go for the win. Considering he's... I was about to say making all of these, I would consider surfing. The fact that the Agi 5 is free up here, you probably don't surf. If that wasn't free, I would absolutely surf this. Because you have enough pieces to be able to cut off this guy's score, and this guy's not in range. Yeah. Well, the Bretts aren't scoring because of magnet hands. I'm a bit surprised that Ultimo went for that line. The pass and catch... I'm not sure about the pass. The catch was definitely easier, but it meant that the ball was here instead of back here at the end of it. If you went the other way and then hand it off. Adds a couple dice, but means the ball would be entirely safe, as opposed to probably not safe at all. Magnet Hands always goes horribly wrong for one team. There is still an Agi 5 on the pitch. Ooh, not a great scatter for the elves, but our Roger could grab this, make a 4+ pass into a 3+ catch. It's not unreasonable. Ooh, failed to pick up though. There's an injury. Rookie peasant, not going to play anymore. Who needs piling on? We're setting up a pocket. The intended receiver is definitely this piece. But all three of these are in range, and now this catches in range. And the Agi 5 snakes it. Here's Agi 5. Not been doing great. Gets shadowed 3 times and then falls over on a GFI. Snakes that. Got KO'd off the pitch very early. Oh, and we've started off with a GFI. Before moving anything. Turn ordering, Mr. Raker. Is he going to respect the scoring threats? He didn't really last time. He is going to this time. The only thing that's going to be in range, though, is this pommel. I believe. Yeah. That's going to be... Well, and this guy. But these are the only two that'll be in range of a throw, I think. You might be able to long bomb to this guy. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, probably just. We're leaving the pommer alone. Why are we not marking the pommer? We've already re-rolled. Like, what is this guy doing? Nothing. This isn't an easy turn, but it's a very straightforward one. Never mind. I don't... I don't know what's happening, guys. That should have been the piece that was passed to. Where does the ball go now? Because I don't believe you can actually get it to anybody. There might be a long bomb to here. I'm not entirely sure about the counting. But the pommer was free here. 100% in range of probably a long pass. Okay. You've got the ball. What are we doing with it? One GFI, 2 GFIs. Can you pass that far? We're just going to the strength 4. Okay. Yeah, everybody must be just coming back. Yeah. We've offered up Shy the Third, the AV busted Rojguard catcher, 2 Alphonse. Now, Dauntless is a thing, and there is a strip ball tackle right here. If you get a knockdown, one, shadowing fails. Okay, that has cut off this piece's way in. Yeah, some turns just kind of work. This why? Why not just across? Why this? Oh my. That is not a line I was expecting. We've gone the red dice. We've skulled on both. Oh well. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't unreasonable. It was just a 4+ dodge with dodge to 1-die the ball. I mean, I think we see elves do that kind of thing all the time. We just don't expect it from Bretonians. Okay. Can we protect this? Probably need to put this guard like right next to it. Because surely one of these guys will be able to hit it from this kind of angle. Yep, putting the guard right next to it. You're probably just standing somewhere around here. Cutting this off. I think you should have been one further down because there's actually just a hole here. Perhaps if this guy can 3-2 out, he can fill that. Or come up here if he makes it all the way. Okay. We have successfully eye-caged with guard. There is strip ball right there. Shadowing fails on a positional. Or just that way. There's just a hole here. It's going to be red dice looking for strip. Fortunately, the better piece for doing this is on the floor. Actually, maybe you want the frenzy for 2 hits at it, but you don't have the tackle. So. You need to stop looking at things. Is Raker going to be tempted by wrestle sacking? Why is this piece around? I don't know. Yep, we're just marking the RG5. We need to get these guys back involved. Successfully trapped a piece in. Here we go. Wow. That's just quintessential Raker, to be honest. I mean, it was probably going to pop the ball loose. But he is forced to do another block. I think he can fairly easily stall again. I was expecting that to be a blitz, though. Hit that, cover one side. The others dodge out and screen it off entirely. Hitting a niggled lineman with mighty blow. No break. Snakes on the armor. Does need a knockdown here, though. Doesn't get it. I would be tempted to reroll that. Can he still get there? He is movement busted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, he can't actually hit him unless he cuts some serious corners. He would have to go pretty much directly there. So unlikely. It really does. And just to get you to ask why one more time, awesome aim. Our friend Raker here took shadowing after the movement bust. I think he would have to also go directly there. So 4-3. Not unheard of. Yeah, he can hit him. So it'll be 4+, 3+, 2, 2, 1 die. But the best piece for getting that ball back. It's not unreasonable. Is there a way he could clear this path somewhat? You'd need to punch this guy and get a knockdown. Yeah, not really. The thing is, the hit away has to be a knockdown. If it's just a push, it means it makes it even harder. So it's a bit of a trade-off as to whether you go for that, because you need a 5+. Actually, or is it the same? Actually, if you push up there, actually, if you push up, it's effectively the same. Actually, it's not too bad. We're not hitting the ball. Using Mighty Blow on the armor 6, it is now KO'd. He could now 2-die this guard piece. And then run his movement all the way up in base. Lodge, step, tackle. Nope. Okay. I think, though, with the presence of this guy so close now, he can't really stall unless he gets everybody out to create a screen. It's not particularly tricky, though. Probably blitzing this down. Oh, we've dodged away from tackle as our first action. Why have we dodged away from tackle as our first action? And then failed shadowing. Well, I guess my prediction was wrong. Shadowing finally worked on a positional. We've just ended the turn. What? What? Well, that's just unfortunate for the elves. No break, though. I don't understand. I definitely understand leaving that guy there. Like, not having him move any further, but you had dodges with an inbuilt ready. I'm so thoroughly confused. That's an injury. I don't know why we shoved that into the end zone, though. MNG on a rookie catcher. Lands in the end zone. He needs to pick that up with someone. Or else this Agi 5 is going to waltz over and try and pick it up on a 2+. Piling on, not working too well this game. There's been some casualties, but I don't think piling on has done anything. So yeah, I think this guy has to dodge out and either double mark it or pick it up. Fails the pickup. Does he reroll? He does. He's got it. Okay. Where's the Agi one gone? Oh, he's down here. Okay, we've knocked the ball down. That is an easy pickup for this Agi 5. We've got 2+2+ to score. I'm not entirely sure after picking the ball up why we came out here just to be hit. the very least, he could have been one away from the sideline. So if he gets hit by the strength, there's a chance it goes out and the elves don't instantly score. Or just stayed where he picked it up, where he couldn't be surfed. Will be thrown it? Yeah. Yeah, could have also handed off to the movement 8. So the movement 8 was like here, picked up here, could have come to here, handed off. Then he's got somewhat of a screen. But yeah, could have also just where you picked it up, just stay there. I think you could still get 2-died by the strength 4, but it would require someone else getting there. And that's either I think a 2+ dodge with the Pommer, or moving the Agi 5, and then the Agi 5 is not recovery anymore. Of all the ways you could have done that, I think that was the worst. Oddly enough. Man, you never realize how much of a color tint the bright sun does until it goes away. You're like, man, this looks desaturated. Okay, we've got a natural armor break piling on. Nothing. I don't know why we're putting the thrower on the line. There's a Rog tackle lineman here that's far less important than that. This guy's leveled as well. Why was he on the line? Okay, we're blitzing with a blocker that's niggled. Don't know why. When we had tackle available. I'm very confused. I feel like I'm saying that most turns. Okay, we have a scoring threat. It will just get hit by the strength 4 though. Undoubtedly. Yep, here we go. Straight away. Doesn't find a knockdown. Doesn't re-roll it. Stays there. That will probably get punched in return because Raker does have one more turn before he has to score. This is in range, that's in not. Yeah, this is the only thing in range currently. Putting our guard into a nice spot. Find the knockdown on Lupus. And the armor break and the death. Pretty late. Do you Apo that? You do, and the Apo says, nah, mate, he dead. There is a big gap in the middle, though. As fun as taking these hits is, you got to do something about this. These guys have to somewhat screen this off. Or screen kind of this part of the middle off so that that looks like an option as opposed to that looking like an option. Just because you've got more players over here. That's too far, I think. Oh, we're just hitting over there. Another break for the elves. These might be coming too late. Because like all of these guys can just consolidate down here. Yep, we're blitzing the Pommer. We've knocked down. We've got Pommer on Pommer action. Lady Luck the Second doesn't break naturally. Does he pile that on? He does. Finds nothing. Piling on has done jack shit. Yep. Now we're just creating an area for our Frenzy Blitzer to sit. Okay. I am surprised at that. At this. Can he just get all the way out of range? Like if he stands over here, I mean he's just in range of this because it didn't break. Yeah, still in range. We've knocked down the Agi-5. These breaks all coming at the right time for Raker. Finds the knockdown. That is probably a draw, though this catcher is still in range. Yeah. We've got 2 plus dodge, 2 plus dodge, GFI, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 plus dodge, GFI to 2 die this. In fact, you might do it the other way just for the wrestle. Oh, starting with a 1. Ugh. Well, it's gonna end a 2-all draw. What a weird game. Good draw. I think it's a good draw for the Bratz, yeah. With the start they had and the drive in the second half, the first drive in the second half, don't think they should have drawn. But I get this feeling that a lot of people, when they play Raker, he does some really ridiculous plays. Sometimes they work. Sometimes they just absolutely don't. But it seems to drag people into also playing that type of game. Yeah. It's a very good MVP for the elves. Getting a level on the Agi 5. Anything super standing out? The dodging for the elves was not good. Yeah. That is also a lot of dodging. My word, that's a lot of dodging. Shadowing worked far more than it should have. Block dice for the elves, yeah, they seemed fine for the most part. There just weren't too many of them. Block dice for the Bretts, pretty good. That's quite a lot of powers. They D6s, most things pretty much worked. Two of those failures were on that guard thing that he appoed, so not too bad. But there you go. It was indeed a Raker game. Well, that's it for this big O Div 3 match that I'm casting. Myself and Tree will be back in a little while. Probably about 50 minutes, maybe a little earlier, I don't know. For the Div 3 recap. We'll be talking about all the other games that happened in the week. But for now, that's going to be it from me. So we'll catch everybody next time.